Five, four, three, two, one. Want to say welcome to Alan Watson, right? The great Alan Watson, CEO and founder of Agame Training LLC, sports performance specialist, master trainer, fundamental basketball trainer, more than 2 decades in the fitness experience, played 8 years overseas. Essex County product, right? Yeah, old head to me. Alan, what's going on?
How you doing today, Sean?
Serious, man. Everything's cool. We're gonna get right into it. So, I read a recent report that stated 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated, right? And I know that's a big, big thing for you, dehydration, being hydrated. For those unaware, can you please explain what dehydration is?
Um, Basically, it's when your body is not hydrated enough. You don't have enough fluid. You not enough water, enough H3O, which is hydration that you get from your fruit, and vegetables. But I know that number is accurate. A lot of my athletes come dehydrated. I could just tell just how they're moving and just the importance of like I look at it like your the basement, how you build the body from the basement to the roof. And your flexibility, mobility, your hydration is the key. And most people do not. If they're drinking water from plastic. So your body really can't retain that. It's just getting rid of it. So once they start getting water in glass, or we have a water bar, and drinking close to a gallon a day, automatically they're like, oh, my energy level went up. I feel better. My muscles feel loose just off the water, not even doing the physical training part. So, and then once you start getting the H3O, which is, from your watermelon juice, your coke, your cucumber juice, stuff like that, that's a whole nother level. Now you're getting the hydration and you're getting the nutrients from the fruits and vegetables that your body needs.
Before we get on that H3O, right?
Okay.
Can you please speak about the importance of drinking water out of a glass instead of plastic?
Yeah, so the body is super, super intelligent. And when we're drinking the water in the plastic, the body is like, hey, I don't know what this is. It's going to get rid of it. The same way if you eat something that your body don't agree with, you throw up with diarrhea. We drink the plastic water. The body's like, I don't know what this is. Get rid of it and pee it out. But we've been so conditioned to think that we're supposed to pee all day. We have been drinking water all day. That's why I'm peeing. Like, nah, your body on the inside is like a sponge. You're supposed to retain the water. So once they start drinking the water out of the glass, they're like, hey, I'm not really peeing that much. I'm like, that's cool. That your body is hydrating, your organs, your muscles, your joints, everything is pulling. So to give it what it needs from the water. So
Let's get on that H3O because I went through an experience, man, up here, right here. It clicked one day, fire. I was mistaken. I spoke to Yaki about this and other people. I was mistaken thirst for hunger.
yeah,
I was
definitely.
dehydrated, fire, and I was thinking I was hungry, but I really wasn't.
Right. And that's a main thing. People carry excess body fat, especially in the stomach area, because they're eating when they're really thirsty. So just think about they have a meal, now you're drinking the plastic water. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. So you just peeing it out and then you just continue that cycle. The body's like, I need help. You know what I mean? And then that in return, people feel miserable because they're not digesting. They're not getting rid of all the toxic. So it just stores and stores and stores. So one of the first things that happens once they start drinking the water in the glass, I'd say, hey, take this gallon, come back and see me in a week. The first thing they're like, oh, my stomach went down. I went to the bathroom more often. I'm like, yeah. And you're going to feel good. At the end of the day, the one thing the body wants to do every time you open your eyes is its only job is to make you feel good. That's it. So everything that we put into it causes it to malfunction and stuff like that. So
How can dehydration negatively impact people's bodily functions and their mind?
the body function, I mean, again, the digestion is everything. So if you're not digesting all the food and toxins that your body is intaking, you're going to feel miserable. You know what I mean? So
Constipation.
you're gonna be constipated. Exactly. So now if you have an athlete and he's constipated, you're like, I'm here, but I'm thinking about going to the bathroom, and it's a miserable feeling. So how could you perform if you're not digested? So, and the same thing, a regular working person, you still have to perform whatever your job is. You can't perform at your best ability if you're constipated. So I think digestion and that's why I think I take hydration so serious. And again, when I meet an athlete, I say, how do you build the house? From the basement to the roof or the roof to the basement? They say the basement to the roof. So my basement, when you build that foundation, along with the nutrition, flexibility, mobility, core, balance, is hydration. Because the hydration lubricates your joints. You know what I mean? That plays a role into the injuries because it's just between the processed food, you know what I mean, and then no hydration, and then drinking the plastic water, the body, and you trying to perform at a high level, at some point, it's gonna give the body.
No, facts. And what recommendations would you give to people to stay hydrated, especially those who are like physically active and like frequently on the go, people that's running around?
Get a glass jug, such as myself here. Get the glass jug, get a stainless steel, and just constantly. If you don't have if you can't get glass, like I guess on your like full access to it, like a Kangen machine or Whole Foods, any type of store like that, Trader Joe's, you get it, put it into your canister, and just carry it with you every day. It's essential. The same way you wake up, brush your teeth, wash your face, shower, whatever, you have to do the hydration. You have to. But I would say that, and then get your them vegetables and fruit that that complement your body with hydration. Watermelon, excellent. Coconut, excellent. Cucumber, those are like elite hydration. You know what I mean? And you're getting the nutrients from the fruit. So I think so. It's amazing that kids that come through my programs start to understand it, and the parents. So they'll come to the gym and it's like, oh, they'll see a new kid. If he has plastic, they're like, like, nah, don't bring that plastic in here, or Gatorade, nah, stuff like that. So
I want to talk about something that I actually implemented in my life within the last year. It's been a game changer fire. The importance of all men having a stretching routine.
oh, phew, yes. Again, another major part of my program is, again, that starts at the basement. Before any type of, whatever your goal is, it doesn't even matter. Some people just, I want to be faster, I want to gain more weight, whatever the case may be. Your foundation is your flexibility, your mobility.
When did you learn like the importance of stretching?
I learned the importance of it, I would say, playing abroad in Europe. I had so much time on my hands, and meeting with different doctors over there. Their philosophy is a little different. But being that I was training so much, it was like I was putting weight on, but I wanted to keep my flexibility and mobility. So I just started doing it more for myself because I was, having so much time and lifting weights. I was like this as a point guard, but doing it more and more and learning. That's like, oh, this is I feel good, And the college, high school, it wasn't really stress. So I would say playing abroad in Europe is when I really took it to another.
All right, now break down why all men. I don't care if you're working out, hooping, just your average guy. Why they need a stretch routine in their life.
I say just to be able to move better, like whatever you're doing. If you're not an athlete, just you don't want any aches and pains. Whatever your occupation is, whether you're standing, sitting, driving trucks, lifting stuff, you want to be able to perform better. So keep your range of motion, because what happens with time, if you don't do these regimens, it just gets tighter and tighter, and then guarantee you're gonna have some type of pains or discomfort or injury. That's a guarantee, because we're humans. We're designed to move. So
And what's your stretching routine like at this point in your life?
I do a lot of I would say the first target should be your hip flexors. Your hip flexors control all the movement, however you want to move your legs, every range of motion. So I would say the most time out of any body part would be my hip flexors. And then, it carries down to your hamstring. I would say those are the main ones, because the injuries come is either your hamstring is weak or your glute muscle, because most people always doing two-legged squats, stuff like that. So if your hamstring is weak, that means the glutes are doing the work of the hamstring and vice versa. So people think, oh, my knee's bad, I keep having knee injuries, but it's those muscles are weak, and then at some point it's going to give the more you keep overworking it. You know what I mean? So for me, isometric training also is essential.
And for those unaware, could you just give a brief explanation of isometric training?
Isometric is when you kind of split your body in half and you work each body part separately by itself. So example, instead of doing two-legged squats all the time, I have my clients and athletes doing single leg squats. So that way, to explain it, make it simple, is like if you're good in math and you're not good at English, what happens? You get a tutor. So in training, the tutoring for my weaker leg, which my left leg, is to do isometric. That means you just training it by itself. So you're building the balance, have you doing single leg squats, step ups, all those type of things, so that it becomes independent. So now when they come together, yeah, if this leg could talk and say, hey, I've been working for 2.5 months, 3 months, 4 months, whatever. I'm ready to work. So now when I go to jump, the right leg like, hey, I don't gotta carry you no more. You know what I mean? Now this leg is strong, independent. Even awkward lands. Most injuries happen on planting or landing, non-contact. So now when I go to awkward land on a rebound or plant, catch a football, whatever, the body doesn't go into a shock because it's been used to carrying that weight for so long. You know what I mean? So, and this is a big thing that I've been pushing to football coaches. Like everything is so heavy power. I'm like, yo, how did you get this kid to increase his speed or his explosiveness? Because I split his body in half, and now I got his hip flexors up here, so his stride is going to be great. You know what I mean? So to me, it's really simple, but everybody's stuck in an old model. You know what I mean? The cookie cutter model where I want to produce power, not by putting all this weight on his back. No, you just strengthen this up. If he's faster, what happens? Velocity increase. You know what I mean? He's going to have more power. It don't got nothing to do with big. Look at Saquon. You see how he looks like more like, he always was ripped, but now he looks more. Look at his lower body used to be huge, and he's getting injured. You know what I mean? I could tell his 100%. He changed his off-season training for sure.
Do you think stretching can help with a person's mental well-being and stress relief?
For sure. I think for my regular everyday clients, again, from the basement, stretching before I want to weight loss. No, let's do this because you're going to, again, feel better. Once you could feel good, you could do anything. So, yes, my regular clients, I make them stretch, do mobility, flexibility. That's the first, like, probably couple weeks, not touching no weights, no nothing, just doing mobility, flexibility. And believe it or not, they're like, wait, I'm burning more because they drenched, because you're shocking your body in the move. Yeah, they like, yeah, I just have them do it with a yoga ball. And that ball gets heavy with all these different motions, drenched more and burning off more than they would on a treadmill. Because what happens is I get off work at 5, by 6 I'm on a treadmill. The body is so intelligent. It already knows. By the time you get there, 6 o'clock on it, the body's already like, all right, we adapted. We know what he about to do this. And it's now people say, damn, I lost the first batch of weight. Now the second batch is hard because your body already adapt to what it's going to do. So you got to shock it. Yeah. So when I got people in these different movements, the body's in shock because they're not used to being in it. And it's like, and they're drenched, like, why am I drenched and shaking? But guarantee they feel better. And once you get a person, whether it's an athlete, not athlete, to start feeling better, it's it. That's it. You want to feel, that's all when you wake up, open your eyes, you just want to feel good. No pain, no aches. I tell people, hey, it's an athlete in everybody. You want to be able to see, hey, pick your kid up, put luggage up without, could you help me? You know what I mean? So the flexibility, the mobility, the stability, meaning your balance, because that's super underrated as well. Because people don't, you just take for granted we stand on 2 feet. The moment I have somebody, hey, just stand on 1 foot like this, they like, what? Oh, wait. Yeah. That already let me know your core is weak, your balance. If you're a woman, you're walking hills, you step off the curb, that it still requires a lot of balance, But because we stand on 2 feet, we just take it for granted. So that's kind of like the core of my whole, I don't care what level, from kids, pros, non-athletes. That's my thing.
Is AAU culture helping the development of young basketball players or hurting the development of young basketball players? Don't get yourself in trouble too.
That's a great question. I think it plays a role, and I think it plays a role with both. Right? I think it's oversaturated with the amount of games that's being played, and tie right into the other things that we talked about. Because what happens with AAU and the traveling, it's not a bunch of healthy stuff out there. So the kids are intaking an enormous amount of sodium, processed food, sugar, drinks, sodas, you know what I mean? So
expected to play 3-4 games a day.
That's right, 3-4 games a day. And then every time they go eat, they're going between McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Burger King, Popeyes. And it's like, you want this kid to perform at a high level when you put in trash in the body. And they're not saying, hey, make sure let's only do water from this time to that time. You know what I mean? So they're waking up. I see kids waking up with ginger ales and the garbage protein drinks and apple juice, just garbage. So they're doing that for a whole weekend, and then they're overplaying, and they're not stretching. You know what I mean? Hey, warm up. The coaches just tell them to do that, and kids are just playing around. So I think it plays a part. But I think that you can't just train, because you want to be able to apply the things that you learn in the training session, and you want to put it in game situation. Because today we had playgrounds. You know what I mean? We had to wait our turns, for you trying stuff that you worked on, you know what I mean? So being that they don't have the playground aspect of it, now the AAU is a big business, they're playing, overplaying. And
structured playing, like structured. Like what I noticed is that we were talking about earlier, like, playing against dudes and Tims, bro.
Yeah.
It's just like you run across so many characters, so many different type of styles, but I think it's limited to the AU because it's more refined. You're more around refined people.
Yes.
You're not around that raw energy.
Yeah.
And it kind of limits your growth as a player, I believe.
Definitely. And the creativity. So with the playgrounds and stuff, that what you're talking about, you play in your instincts, you grow your instincts in the game, because okay, I'll do this. It just happens. Where the AAU is structured and you're running a play, so now you're not taking risks, you're not taking chances, because I gotta run this play. You'll be a little more robotic, unless you're one of the 2 star players that have a little more freedom. You know what I mean? So you have to be very picky on the type of AAU program you put your kid in, as well as the type of trainer that you put your kid in.
I'm kind of out the loop with AAU, so I just hear third party from parents and stuff. But it seems like it's not as concentrated as it was. So like, we had Newark Rams, or basically the top players in 3 counties were funneled to one team.
Yes.
So that team was like very good fighting.
Very
You had to be very good to play on that team.
Yes.
But now what I'm seeing is like there's literally numerous teams in one city.
Yes.
With the one team has numerous teams, sub teams within it. So you got 15 under 18, B, C, D, and it's like, what's this at this point?
Yeah. That's the culture that they built, man. It's like, that's why the kids they don't have that grit that we had. One, again, they're not getting it from the playground. Going from this playground to that playground, walking across town here, we're gonna go play over here. This part, you playing against different talent, you know what I mean? Different atmosphere where your survival mode kick in.
Different aggression.
Different aggression, you know what I mean? So we learned that from there, and then that AAU atmosphere where 3, 4, 5 different counties trying out for one
Top
program,
players, bro.
you have to bring it, and it's literally a jungle that no one can save you. It's no, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter.
Open or you not, bro. It's
Yeah, and you're talking about people that made first team, second team, third team all county that's not making it. You know what I mean? From different counties. That created me. That played a
Hey,
major
you know what's
part.
wild in retrospect, man? How to give people context. When I played, basically that would be like 6th grade, say 13 and under.
Yeah.
You know, on that team, we eventually had 5 to 6 Division I players
On your one team?
on my one team.
Yeah,
and we were like the best team.
Yeah.
We went to other places and got smacked.
Yeah, that's that. But that's what built us. The iron sharpens iron. Alliance. You go in that den and everybody trying out. They don't care who you are. It doesn't matter. I'm good too. It wasn't like you in there with lower tier. You talking about all top tier. And man, that first Saturday, it was like, but it was so competitive. I'm talking about the stands will be filled on the tryouts. You know what I mean? So they don't have that today because every mom and pop has a team. You know what I mean? Oh, my kid didn't make that team. I'm gonna create it. I got the money. I'm gonna create a team.
That's where the problem starts.
Yeah, that's the problem. So, and it ties right into one thing that everybody gets a trophy. That drives me crazy because what happens is it takes away from my hard work that I put in. You get a trophy. No, we didn't. If you lost.
When did that start? Everyone gets a trophy. Because I just remember, I know you're older than me, but I just remember MVP and team trophies. And sometimes it was one trophy for the team.
Yeah.
But like I never got a trophy for just like playing.
Yeah, the participation.
Yeah. When did that start?
That was late. Yeah, that was way after. But you know, it's the soft society. You know what I mean? That I would say I don't know exact year, but I know I was training, and even to this day, it plays a role. And you know, parents want their kid to be this lion, but you raising a sheep because I say, what does the kid have? He don't have a want for anything. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, it drives me crazy that he's not aggressive. I'm
You
like,
created this fire. What do they want?
yeah, what you know? So you came up different. We came up different. You're not. You want he not missing the meal. He or she not missing the meal. They know it. You carrying it drives me crazy when the kid comes in to work out and the parents carrying the sneakers. But
I ain't trying.
no, listen, bro. I promise you,
trying.
they know the parent don't know. Not in my sight. The parent, the kid. I'm talking about the kid. The kid will come in to work out, drop everything. Parent got sneakers or forgot something. Parent go get. No, you go get. It's you. No. So they don't have a want for anything. They don't work for anything. So now when they get to a situation, so now you figure okay, they can't just try for this top AAU. They're gonna go to a lesser AAU team where okay, they might make it. They might be better, one of the better players on that team, but it's giving them a false sense of reality.
All right. Now the fire getting hot because how does that help you in life?
It doesn't. But that's what I'm saying. But that's why that's why the word at this time, this era, the word depression is big. I never heard that so much. Like what? Depressed? Oh, this ain't going right. They can't make the team, or they hard on them. And it's like the kid goes into depression. No, because everything has been catered to them. They ain't have to fight or work for anything. You know what I mean? So it's like as soon as they hit a wall where a reality, they can't take it.
Yeah, because respect to people like Coach Brandon, Paul McPleasant. You know Paul McPleasant?
That's why I came under St. Rocco's.
He was my coach, bro.
For who? For
St. Rocco's, bro.
You played at St. Rocco's?
I went there 7th to 8th grade, man.
Wow. So who was on your team?
Yo, it's like Tyron, Jamie Sowers, Alfred Ishmael.
Oh, wait, Jamie Sowers on St.
Bro,
Rocco's?
he was on my team, bro, 8th grade. Dunking on people. Yeah,
Yo.
same way he was jumping like as an adult, he was dunking on people in 8th grade.
What? Yeah, he I didn't know he went to St. Rocco's.
St.
So who?
Rocco's,
It was you, Jamie? Who was?
It was basically 5. It was me, this kid Tyron, Alfred Ishmael, Jamie Sowers. Alfred went to Benedict's, and some other dude I forgot, but it was like us four.
Yeah, I came with the Paul and brother.
Yes.
Paul.
So you know, like
Yes.
that's what I'm trying to.
Yo.
I'm trying to tell you. So like the coaches I had was like Paul McPleasant, Coach Brandon, bro. Essex wasn't that rough like that.
Yeah.
But then college coaches, but like them dudes is
they don't
they can't. Brandon told me he could never coach in this modern time, bro.
Yeah.
Never.
Nah.
It'll be on the news, yo.
Yeah. Those two guys you name are like,
And that's a blessing.
Brother. I'm talking about Paul. The one thing I appreciate about Paul. So I came in as a
Rocco's?
I wouldn't say
I
Rocco's.
didn't know that, bro.
Yeah, 7th, 8th grade.
That's
So
wild.
So look, I was an elite football player, right? Yeah. We happened to see a small fry sign on, they advertised it. Yeah. I'm from the Spires. They're like, oh, we should go try out. We play. Now I never played
from
basketball.
The Spires?
Yeah.
Where Randy from? Randy
Yeah.
Floyd?
He not from the Spires. He's from that area, but he's not from the Spires.
I thought he's...
So we see the sign. We go try out. We play. I was football. That's it. We try out. 2 of us make it. And then from there, I made small fry, and we traveled, went to the Nationals, whatever, in Puerto Rico. But from there, Paul recruited me to come there for 7th, 8th grade. And then now you got to think, when I'm talking about, I didn't know how to do the 3-man weave, nothing. When I was an athlete, I was fast, but dribbling all that, nothing.
Paul McPleasant, cold, bro.
Cold. I'm talking about, and that's what I appreciated. You talking about Dennis Leonard, Pop Bay, all of them. I'm talking about they came up through St. Rocco's like from little kids all the way up. That was like a farm, St. Rocco's. I was amazed at the things they could do. But Paul did not treat the last person no different than if they did something, he'd shoot them out, duck walks and all type of punishment, you know what I mean? And it built the character in us. Those you can't even do the stuff that he did. You know what I mean? So
that, bro.
From there, like by the time I was in 8th grade, I didn't people know me for ball handling. I was a forward and a center. You know what I mean? Like a forward. I was playing with elite guards. I'm thinking like, wait, they recruit me. I got to be a guard going to high school. And then I just worked relentlessly to about tennis balls, jack ball. I dribble everything to become the ball handler that people talk about now.
The thing is, man, it's just like, my AAU coach was wild too. Shout out to Chris Olden.
Chris?
You don't know him. He worked at the NBA. He did NJ Rap. He used to do Rumble in the Bronx. Or I don't know if he still does.
I remember Rumble in the Bronx.
Little short guy.
From North area?
Nah, he from New York. But he had NJ Rap. They was based out of Maplewood or South Orange or something.
Oh, I might have heard.
You know
the what?
NJ Rap.
Rap R.A.P.?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So, but now I was saying, I'm glad you mentioned that because one, it was a acknowledgement of what you need to develop from the adult. No one was praising you, telling you the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
And you now internalize and say, I want to get better. But what I noticed now is that they don't want to internalize that. You can't tell them they need to get better. Yeah. That's where the depression and all this other stuff comes in.
Yeah. You can't, I mean, so for me, right, I think how I've had success with the young ones, but I'm not for everybody. So by having the caliber of people that I do have helps, right? But the other thing that I would say, I don't even want to say hurt me, but what won't allow a kid to work with me is I have the Paul and Brandon them type of mentality where I see what your weakness is. That's it. This is your fault. If you can't dribble with your left, do a left hand layup, when you come in, every time you come into this facility, you know what to do. You're gonna start with A, B, C, and D before you do anything else, and you're gonna do that every day. And I really call it the Mr. Miyagi method, because if you watch, I also make them watch the original Karate Kid, and to get them to understand the fundamentals of understanding why Mr. Miyagi had him saying wax on, wax off every day when he didn't even know what he was doing it for. You know what I mean? So that is the biggest part of my development, and it's boring. So it's not social media friendly. I'm not teaching the sham god to a 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grader.
And speaking of social media, I have this conversation a lot, right? You had to get buckets to get in the Star Ledger.
Oh yeah,
to actually get your picture,
your name. Yes,
you had to get buckets, right?
Right.
What I'm noticing, I saw this firsthand. Like a kid could dunk, tape it, get 1 million views. In his mind, he thinks he's a hooper.
Yeah.
And that's very detrimental, man.
Yeah. But they're gonna hit a wall, and
Very quick too.
very quick, because you're going to. This is why, if you look at the draft, the number 1 pick, number 2 pick, number 6 pick, number 8 pick is coming from Europe, because the development. So our game, they're starting to dominate our game. They're coming right, and they're not even like, we're still, even if you look at some of our top players, it's still, they got to go to the G League, or it takes them a little longer. You look at people like Luka and them, they coming right in already seasoned and prepared for that, because they have the fundamentals, and they have the feel for it. So with the outside, the playground gives us a feel for the game. So they're coming in with the fundamentals, they're coming in with a feel of the game, and they're coming in already adapted to the physicality.
And it's the next thing mentioning this. Another thing too we don't acknowledge, and some people probably can't relate depending where you are. There's a filter of hoopers in regards to who can actually like stay on a team, show up, but they're not necessarily. That doesn't mean the best hoopers are on the team.
No.
What I'm noticing, when you're in the structured thing, you're not necessarily playing against the best hoopers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Dudes that can really hoop, they outside or whatever. Now you hooping against them all the time, and it's like you don't get that experience because you're in this little bubble of
this little controlled environment. Yeah, you can't. You have to. Playing how we came up, man, it taught you so much. You again, I remember playing at Elmwood, right? I couldn't really get on the court. You go there on Sundays. You can't really get on the court until, like, you're there. And once the game, they done play 7, 8 games, a little tired, you get on there. You full of energy, ready to go. Not really knowing that they're worn out, but it was the ranking. It gave me the confidence.
Pride and confidence.
Pride, that I accomplished something. I waited my turn to when I remember I still to this day remember the first time that they picked me. Like, when they shooting around and they picked me.
Highest level of respect.
Yeah, and it was like, I arrived. Like, not no team. I'm talking about the playground. I arrived. Now, you figure I'm there with Clyde Bradshaw, all these guys, legends from East Orange. To even once now I'm getting high school and building a name for myself, these guys are the ones respecting. Like, man, young buck, you kept stuck with it. We knew you was gonna be this, but I came through the ranks and I earned that. You know what I mean? Like,
you brought up a next great point, the respect for old heads. So you don't remember this, right? But one day we was at Glenfield. It was you, Brevin Knight. That's the older brother, right?
Brevin, yep.
Brevin, Rashawn Palmer.
Yep.
It was me, Jamar Nutter, Kevin, somebody else.
Kevin,
Brandon.
Okay.
Right? Nutter was there. And I forgot. We didn't even have like a 5-on-5. Right?
Yeah.
But I just remember y'all was so strong and fast. But like the reverence we had for old heads, bro.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just like, I was telling somebody, I didn't care if you played D3, D2, D1. Oh, as long as you was hooping outside high school, we like had such reverence for you. This generation don't have it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm peeping? They'll disregard a man in the league, bro, if he's not like an all-star.
Yeah.
They will disregard a man in the NBA
for sure
if he's not an all-star.
Yeah, they this is the most disrespectful generation. Yeah, as far as they don't understand what it takes to get there. And it's not even just your skills. It's so many variables that play a role. You know what I mean? Like, that era of like, you're that good, you're a head case, that been gone. You know what I mean? Like, all right, he's that talented. You know what I mean? Like, it's too many players. It's too competitive. So they don't even understand like the timing. They don't understand the politics that will play a part in it.
Even staying on the team, because a lot of guys get scholarships, but they don't stay the 4 years.
Yeah, they don't.
I don't care if you transfer. I mean, like, actually play for 4 years, because it's rough, right? It's rough because if you go to your freshman year and you're not performing, they're not renewing your scholarship. That's what people don't understand.
That's the other part. You don't get 5. We got 5-year scholarships.
Hold on, let me put this. All right, we're talking earlier about like you just mentioned. You said this is the most disrespectful generation in regards to having reverence and respect for those who play before them, right? There's a misconception I really hear a lot. 4-year scholarship.
Okay.
There is no such thing as a 4-year scholarship, even academically.
Yeah. No.
So a lot of athletes don't understand you can get that scholarship. If you do not perform, you are not going to be there in spring.
No, definitely. But it ties into what we talked about the earlier, so not holding them accountable. You know what I mean? So they're not used to the constant work and energy and effort that they had to put towards the craft. So now you get this scholarship, is 1 year, you're not performing, but nobody can save you. So then you're out of there. So it's doing such harm to the athletes from the youth. You know, the AAU mentality, just run, go, oh, I'm just playing this team, that team, not having to fight for anything, you know. So by the time they get to that college and they bring in another player just as good, you got to fight. You have to fight, and you're not used to fighting because you haven't been in the gym.
It's not once a day,
Yeah,
right? It's
every day. Yeah. He coming from, I don't know, Chicago, same type of environment, hungry. Now it's not just skill. That joker, survival, that hard. Yeah. Mom carrying your shoes, doing this, arguing with the coaches. Oh, you favoritism, all those little things to hold him like this. Now, when you're in the jungle, it's like, oh, I'm not used to this. It's not.
You keep bringing up these points. Listen to this, right? In my experience, right, from hooping, I can truthfully say that I've only seen favoritism about twice, and not for long durations of times. Players are so delusional; they don't want to acknowledge fighting just not good enough.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely.
It may be some favoritism,
but
it's like sometimes you're just not good enough, and you don't want to acknowledge it, bro, or you're not performing like that, and the dude is performing better than you.
Yeah, definitely. And it's I would say favoritism has always been around to some degree, right? I look at, like, again, I was a really good football player. So when I was in Newark, I led the league in touchdowns, 2 years, right? Pop Warner. But my mom moved from the Spies, we go to East Orange. Now it's like, okay, I got to play for East Orange Rams. Yeah. East Orange Rams got a same system people play from Haas St. Rocco's from 3rd, 4th grade all the way up.
So you're the outsider.
I'm the outsider now. So now I'm like, hey, I'm an elite running back. Like, I don't know. We got to figure this out, right? The coach, I'll never forget, young coach's name was Jerry. He remembered me from, nah, he's a real deal. But now they have these two guys who've been in their backfield for up through their rankings. So it's like, what do? They try to intimidate me. All right, let's put them in the nutcracker. Let's figure it out. That don't work. Bull in the ring. All these different things to try to say, all right, you're not built for it. Didn't work. So now in the politics is like, damn, they from East Orange, he from Newark. You know what I mean? So then what happened was they said, you know what? Got an idea. Let's put him at quarterback. I never threw the ball. I still led the East Orange League in touchdown because now they got me dropping back. I'm a quarterback and with a horse collar. You know what I'm saying? But it was still politics. But I'm like, nah, this is what I do. So we gotta figure this thing out. So it's always gonna be some sort of politics. Unless either you gotta figure that part out and try to dominate, but you still have to work every day to prove yourself.
That's why I think the cop out is, it's like, you know, the coach doesn't like me, or all this other BS, and it's like, fight it, like, yo, you're not hooping. You need to get better. And even if it's there, like, even if it is politics, you have to get to the point where you're dominating this person.
Exactly.
Where it looks so obvious, bro.
Exactly.
Like,
that's my point.
Yeah, we gotta play dude.
It still comes back to fighting. That's what the playground did. I fought to get on the court with older guys. But the other thing is, when that Sunday, that was the main day. Sunday to the next Sunday, I was still working on my craft. You know what I'm saying? The best thing, my dad built a court out of the poles in the basement, and we went and got a plywood. That was the best thing that happened to me. And he made me, no, you want it? You gonna help me get cement, do all that? That was the best thing that happened to me, because then I worked everything, ball handling, drip all night till, all right, you dribbling that ball. My neighbors, you know what I mean? if it's one thing that I know, like the work, like nobody could take from me, is I worked my butt off, like from the beginning. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was, these kids don't do that. The men, they'll leave. I'll be like, yo, I'm the best trainer. It's not you. How good you think I am? Oh, I think you're really good. And I'm one of the best out. I don't care. You talking about not? I ain't talking about the county, the country. I don't care how good I think I am. You're gonna be with yourself more than me. So you have to take what you get from me and go work on it on yourself. So by the time you come back, and now in that exchange, we exchanged once, 2 times a week, you go back to yourself. And that's how you grow. You can't just rely on me it's not gonna work. You know what I mean?
I was having a conversation I've been throwing around when I run into a veteran athlete, right? They had a mixer here, like a network thing. It was a white guy.
Okay.
He's I forgot how old he is. Anyway, he said he went to Duke. He graduated in '83. So I was asking him. I said, "Hey, do you think like males could learn certain life lessons you learn in sports outside of sports?" And he said no.
Wait, he said,
I asked him, life lessons that you learn in
Oh.
sports.
yes.
Can a male, a boy, young teenager learn that outside of sports? I said no. I want to hear what you have to say.
Can a male learn
And some of the lessons I'm talking about is that,
like teamwork?
yeah, teamwork, that resilience.
Yeah.
I learned not to be jealous because of sports. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
But like the things you learn, just like that courage, like you
yeah.
go into, because you know you go into somebody fight, they sitting around the court telling they gonna F you up.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And you still got to be focused and
Focus,
hooping.
yeah.
Hey, it's whatever
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
So like all these things, like where do you learn these things? Where do you learn at the end of the game, I have to make this stop, or I have to score, or I have to make this free throw?
Yeah.
Where do you learn that at a young age? I want to hear what you have to say. I don't think you could learn these things outside of sports.
So if I would say for the non-athlete, you know, let's talk about the urban community, right? I think you learn a lot of those, not all, but a lot of them you could learn. You know, let's talk about a kid from the projects. You have to learn.
How to navigate.
You got to learn how to navigate multiple. Think about it.
Facts.
You're in this apartment that's just your floor. It's like
A lot going on.
a lot going on. On one floor is 16, 18, 20 something floors. Every day it's a different personality going through different things. So you got to maneuver, know who to deal with. You got, just, I think every day is definitely something that you can learn. Like the survival mode, how you got to fight. You're not living in them circumstances and not having to fend for yourself. You know what I mean? If you get something new, they're going to challenge you for it. You know what I mean? You're getting challenged, so you got to fight. And unfortunately, a lot of those kids have to do illegal things to survive, or they might have to have a little more responsibilities than a kid should. So they got to watch this kid. So you're learning different things. But I might agree with you that
I think I was something I've been really pondering in my head. I've been throwing out because like I don't see like a young person, because I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
And when you grow up in, we just say the hood.
Yeah.
For whatever.
Yeah.
You do learn a lot of skills, and I'm really seeing it now with my daughter, bro. That we live down here. There's a whole lot of skills that I had that she can't.
Yeah.
You just can't get in this environment, right?
Yeah.
If I was taking a 41 at like fourth grade,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Independent.
Yeah.
But you thought use this. You know what I mean?
You know, so but when it comes to sports now, man, I don't see how, because even with teamwork in business, the teamwork in business is a myth. It's everybody for themselves.
Yeah.
You may be on the team.
Yeah.
But like it ain't really that collective goal,
it's not
right?
collective, yeah.
But with sports, man, I don't see like, I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. You're right. I don't think there's nothing that could fill that. You learn, man. My life, everything I talk about I put it in sports form. Everything. That doesn't like.
And everything I do, man, like all my success in life has come from the lessons I learned in sports. Like Brandon, right? Brandon taught me the greatest lesson. Like I never could do like a floater and all that. Same thing.
Yeah.
Glenfield, 24/7.
Yeah.
Doing that.
Yeah.
But it's just, I learned like, man, if you really just sit and do something like with this repetition, bro.
Repetition, yeah.
And like that's what I just applied to everything that I learned.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the most valuable thing.
You know?
You did not just.
But I learned that through basketball.
Yeah. And not just I don't need it because you can't do it. This generation, they hate to not be able to do something. They can't take the embarrassment. So that's why a lot of kids, parents are like, damn, I want to work with you, but they fight it because they might be embarrassed. I know a story. There's a kid, I don't want to say his name, was he's big, but the kid, I know that I would have got this kid to the next level. I started with him young. He was ranked really high. But what I did was, once I found out what his deficiencies were, I'm looking at him like, how you gonna be a point guard? Super athletic, 6'1", like great size, probably 6'2", but he couldn't create. Like, so young, he was getting buckets, dunking, doing all that stuff. So, but he hit a wall. Once he started getting, yeah, people start catching up to him and then the reason why we bang heads was because now he was big on social media young. So if I have him in there with a kid who would look at him like, oh, such and such is here, and they're doing drills, this kid's been with me for months. Killing the drill, he's losing the ball, go back, and now they're lapping him in the workouts, he's embarrassed.
Yeah, a little vibe.
Yeah, so instead of the parenting and saying, I know this is what you need, I don't care, I'm making you go here, they just let the kid like, nah, all right, start working with somebody else who was a social media person. So instead of him focusing on what the kid need, I got likes and views. He got likes and views. So the social media thing took over. But now he didn't get the results. So because when he got to certain levels, he couldn't play. You need to be a point guard.
And dealing with embarrassment, right? Anyone who has played a sport, or I take it that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
That's a key skill set too, dealing with embarrassment, right?
Yeah.
Like real embarrassment. Listen, I remember one time, I never said it. Well, people know, but Andre Barrett, John Morton, you know John Morton, right?
John Morton, yeah.
John Morton.
Mm-hmm.
John Morton was my mentor.
Okay.
So I was working out with John, so I got to work out with
Dre
that class.
Yeah.
Tony L,
Yeah.
Eddie Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
I was sticking this man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously,
yeah,
I was already there. He said, yo, why is this bum ass nigga on the court? Get this man off the court. Yeah. That's what the man told me, bro. And I had to eat that.
Yeah.
But my mind frame is that, you ain't gonna tell me that tomorrow, though, right?
Yeah.
And it got to the point where a dude dap you up. Respect.
Yeah, respect.
But it's like, I had to, bro, I was like, I ain't ready to be on the court with this man at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to get better. And I did.
Yeah.
But that's not the mind frame, bro.
Nah. They're not gonna play as hard because they don't want to get embarrassed. They don't want to get on YouTube. He got crossed up, he fell, whatever the case may be. They're gonna loaf to play it safe. They're not gonna take on the challenge. You know what I mean?
Think we would have did that though if it was like the cameras and all there? You think dudes would have taken?
Because it was cameras. It still was cameras and stuff there.
Nah,
it wasn't as heightened. It wasn't like huge, but people. I remember. Probably was it high? Nah, maybe not high school, but I remember playing in the pro-ams. I'll never forget another guy who
for sure at East Orange.
East Orange.
Yeah.
And I remember this guy who was from our side of town was like telling John Celestin, yo, kids, good kids that.
That prom was wild, bro.
But this was an all-star game.
Yeah, he's wild, bro.
But man, but I always took on the challenges. That's what from St. Rocco's taught me. Because again, I'm at the bottom. These guys been here. I took the challenge to get better. Because every level you get to, every situation, you starting back at the bottom. And that's what kids don't understand. You're the top 8th grader, you going to high school. You're back at the bottom because you got juniors that's been there. They're not just going to watch you. So you got to build up there. Then you go to college. You're a freshman. You're back at the bottom. You go to the pros. You're a rookie. It never stops. You always have to keep working and it's a nonstop work. Like, to make the team is one thing that you got to do. From making the team, okay, now I got to stay on the team. I solidified a spot. I stay on the team. How could I play? I want to play more. You know what I mean? A starter or whatever it is always work to be done. It never stops. So that's what no off season is. You know what I'm saying? Trademark is no off season. You have to be able to put the work in. I'm talking about, and especially their era is is way more competitive. Like Europeans are dominating NBA. You know what I'm saying?
I was breaking down the statistics for those unaware. So Mine may be a little different at this point, but I remember it was it's like 1,100 Division One scholarships, right? At the time I did the calculations, it was about I think it was about 600 or 700 spots for like high school seniors in America.
Mm-hmm.
High school seniors boys basketball is about 250,000 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next group was community colleges, like junior colleges,
college,
right? Yeah, overseas. Then you just had but transfers was minimal at the time.
Transfer, it wasn't even.
But now Fire is just like, how many positions are open for a high school senior?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard for the seniors.
Portal and overseas and junior college. That's like what 80% of the spots now.
And that's the other thing. This is why I try to tell them, you have to work religiously. You know what I mean? You can't just phone and all. You can't do it because they rather take a college will say, all right, why would I take this high school kid who's 120 pounds because they don't want to put the work in anyway, when they hate that part of it, when I could go get a Division II kid who has the physicality, who's hungry, who probably believe they should be in the Division I, and they're gonna take that opportunity. Like
the worst,
yeah. So so the high school, you're getting like the last of the last. You know what I mean? Unless you're a top recruit, a 5-star, something like that.
But what is that going to do to high school basketball moving forward? Because, like, all right, we already acknowledged, like, majority of kids, 70 to 80% of kids not playing after age 13, right? Mm-hmm. But as a hooper now, it's like you always had this hope I could play D1, but now it's like it's kind of dark because it's less spots.
It's less spots, yeah. So I would say what I like now, and you see it a lot more. I had a few guys that were kind of caught between trying to go D1, like stuck on going D1, but had some really good D2 offers. And I'm like, no, you rather go to this Division I and sit than to go to a D1 a D2 and play. Like, no, go play. If you're that good, they're gonna find you. You know what I mean? So, and if you do that well, the beauty of it is you could go to Division II, and then now they're coming to that level to get you before the high school. So go play. It's important to play. You know what I mean? Not so stuck on this, I'm going to, I don't know, Notre Dame just to say I go to Notre Dame, or Kentucky to say I go to Kentucky. No, it's about development and playing. The experience of your college experience and playing, like actually getting on the court and learn, like that is, to me, I would take that opposed to just to say I'm at this major Division I school. You know, kids are caught in, again, if it's social media. Oh yeah, I'm here and you're not playing. What?
And the tricky thing is, man, like the Division I thing, only thing I would say is the instability, because like even the dude that recruited me literally recruited somebody else. He didn't even tell me about homeboy.
Yeah.
When I got there, it was another dude that was at the spot I was supposed to be playing at.
Mm-hmm.
And also the instability with the coaches, bro. I noticed the D2, D3, they're
You said the instability?
with the coaches.
Oh yeah.
Because like just because the crew that recruited you won't necessarily be there
that's
next year.
The other thing.
And that's the next headache. Right
yeah,
there,
that's a challenging one, because you're going into a situation where they didn't recruit you, so
you just left over.
Yeah,
and you got to really, because I experienced that.
You did?
Yeah, bro. The guy Jimmy Passos came in from Maryland, and he brought a new culture, and like, you know, obviously I did my thing.
Yeah,
but like a lot of people
you had to fight,
cut, bro.
You had to fight, yeah. Because the tricky part with that is style of play, system. Yeah. So if you don't fit that system, I think people ask me, like, you know, if what I do it the same. Because even now, I push a lot of my kids to the West Coast. You know, I think that style of play, I think our style of play does well in the West Coast.
Explain.
I think the flair, the open court, it's a more open run and gun. You know, it's not so much, you know, I'll use an example like a Villanova. Half court grit, pick and roll. You know what I mean? You got to be a different type of guard to you know, because it's not. We didn't really experience that in the playground. You didn't experience that the style. It was more open for us to go penetrate, handle, penetrate, kick, that type of thing. So the South, a lot of the South and the West, the floor is open for you. So if you're crafty and fast, you could get to your spots and get to your bucket. You could create and draw. So that fits us. It's open.
so clogged in
It's
the
not
middle,
so
yeah.
clogged. It's not just big men. You know what I mean? You look at that. Even how the Big East has always just been like pound, big, dump it in. You know what I mean? Like you got to be a different type of
That's true.
guard.
I
for
never
it.
thought about that.
Yeah.
bro.
So a lot of guards that stay East Coast, that look at the style of play. You'll be expecting them to be. I remember Brian Caver, yo. I was a young buck and we played when we left and went to Central Jersey Demons. The older team was Brian Caver and them. Yo, you couldn't tell me. He had a solid career, but his height, his athleticism, speed, how he handled, he would have flourished in the West Coast, whereas the court is open and he could just. But now you got a half court screen. You got to think a lot more. It's a lot more reading. I don't want to say less ability, but it's a lot more the reads, and that takes away from your craftiness. That's just what I believe. So look at Brev. Brev wasn't even. I think Brev probably could survive both because he wasn't a flashy guard. He was very fundamentally sound, but he was ridiculously fast. So, but it worked for him in the West because the floor is open. He's a dimer, you know what I'm saying? And you can't stay in front of him, so you're gonna look good. But so that's why I like the West, and I like the like a lot of the South. This Sharif Cooper, them type, you know what I mean? They got our flair with the open court athletes that you could throw it up, that type of thing.
What areas do you think produce the best hoopers across the nation? Mine are all on the East Coast. I want to hear what you have to say. I have about 3.
Yeah, I would say, I'll go with the East Coast.
But areas.
What area, like the Northeast?
Yeah, like what states and cities? What regions, I would say.
Oh,
North Jersey, obviously.
yes, North Jersey. I would say North Jersey. That DMV is
Terrible. They on my list, but go ahead.
they're terrible.
No, I mean terrible in regards to they terrible good.
Oh
Sorry
yeah.
about that.
So I would say I would say up here that tri-state,
Yeah.
and I would say the DMV.
Yeah, I was gonna say the best hoopers I have played against
Mm-hmm.
in my life, and it's not biased because I'm from North Jersey. Fire like North Jersey, I don't know what's going on up there. They got some hoopers, bro.
Yeah.
New York,
Yeah,
Baltimore, bro.
yeah. But it's the same. You
Not
talk
the whole
about,
DMV. I'm not saying no disrespect to DC dudes.
Yeah.
Baltimore
Yeah.
got some hoopers, and to me, like the toughest players I played against in my life is North Jersey players,
And-
New York,
Yep.
and Baltimore. dudes, bro.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, because the same
Like,
atmospheres.
it's just rough, bro.
This playground is built off playground. You know what I mean? So that lion mentality is built in the playground.
It's like when I went to college, it was kind of comical, bro. It's just like you get it in AAU too, because even like a person have a big name, but it's just no disrespect to him, but it was like soft though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about talent wise.
Talent wise, yeah.
But I'm talking about like they was just soft.
Yeah. Overall,
But
yeah.
the Baltimore dudes give me that North Jersey thing,
Yeah,
bro.
definitely.
Just rough,
Yeah,
bro.
Nah, yeah, definitely.
You know?
Yeah,
So respect to the Baltimore
yeah,
players, man.
I definitely, I go with that. Baltimore definitely is. It reminds me of our hoods and the New York. I like playing in New York. My first time playing in New York was like in the playground. You know, Jersey, we wasn't really going over there like that. New York guards was always our kind of competition. We were always in their shadow, the Mecca. You know what I mean? So we always had to fight to prove, oh, we could shoot. We better. You know what I mean? But they had the.
I think with New York guards, they just had the flair more.
They had the flair. Yeah.
But in regards to like skill set, no. But like
Overall.
but they had like more like swag to them.
Yeah, they had the flair with the handle. They're known for the handle. So we had the.
Is that still a thing with New York guards?
No,
Or
it's
no?
done.
It's done.
Jersey, we took over that a while ago. And they really stopped producing like at the rate that they were.
But they still got like those like gauchos and Riverside and all that.
Yeah, but they filled with the top Jersey players.
For real.
Yeah, all the you talk about the RINs, PSA, what's that? New Heights. It's another one. I don't want to say Riverside. There's one more I can't think of. But the top kids from New York, from Jersey, are the stars on those teams.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah,
I would have thought that.
yeah. It's so all of the boys and girls. It's so crazy that they're starting to have practice facilities in Jersey because there's so many to eliminate the commute.
So when did that start?
That's been going on for a minute now. Like,
So where are the New York players playing?
they don't produce them not at the rapid pace that they used to.
Yeah, 'cause I remember Gauchos was like, man,
Yeah, they were
this is-
they were the top of the food chain.
this is-
They was top of the food chain. Yeah, that was
you know it's gonna be a rough day.
yeah. From
Really
top to bottom, you know what I mean? But yeah, they still have good players, but not highly ranked. The Jersey definitely dominated.
Parent expectation seems to be a huge issue when it comes to youth sports. Why do you believe parent expectations are so unrealistic, and how do those unrealistic expectations impact their children?
I think the unrealistic expectations come from social media, what they see on social media. You add in the rankings and all the things that come with the rankings and the notoriety and the publicity. Yeah, I think those two things are two major things that have the parents trying to over push the kid to be this young star at such a young age to try to get ranked. You know what I mean? The ranking, everybody wants to be ranked, and it's like, do you not know more? I can't remember the number, but most of the kids that are young and ranked like the top 10, I don't know, 4th grade or 5th graders, they never really get to the next. They never get. You don't the marathon of it. They never get there. They get burnt out. You know what I mean? So
I'm glad you said
yeah, they get burnt out, and that's why you're seeing guys you're like, wait, retire? I'm seeing guys, high level guys, college, they're retiring. I'm like, what? You're retiring? You know what I mean? But because they just getting pushed to this ridiculous limits. You know what I mean? The body can't take it, and I just think they're mentally burnt out. You know, but parents are caught up in that whole little like ranking and, oh, this kid is playing over here ranked, we should be ranked, and like, nah, you're focusing on the wrong thing.
And I noticed too, man. One, we didn't have a lot of parents at our games.
Yeah.
I think it was a good thing. Too.
That was a good
So
thing.
like, I went to a soccer game in Florida for my buddy. There's a lot of parents there
Yeah.
talking crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
And listen to them talk, I could tell like they never played a sport.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the parents that did come around, they may have a sport background, so
Yes.
it's a different respect for the
Right.
coach
Yeah.
and everything that was going on.
Yeah.
They more just kick back.
Just chill. Let
Yeah.
let my kid get coached,
Yeah.
and then whatever I have to say, we say on our own time. But the more the parent has respect for the coaches and what they've done, parents will have a little more respect. But I've seen it where they just I'm talking about coaching. The kid is like, oh yes, coach, yes, parent. You know, like what? That's insane. It's too much input.
And the parents don't understand because just like you have a teaching crisis, you have a coaching crisis.
Yes.
People don't want to coach.
They don't wanna
I ain't
coach.
I'm talking about like
No, that's a
coaches.
fact.
And the parents are undermining the coach.
Yes.
Fighting that can't work.
Yeah, in front of everybody. And so the kid, if you're acting like that to the coach, what respect is the kid gonna have? You know what I mean? So that people always ask me, you need to get an AAU team. You have all these kids. Because I know when they come through that door, they paid and they know that they're gonna work with something that a team and you have to practice. The kids don't want to practice. So if you don't have a game for 2 weeks, trying to get them to come to practice every day, yeah, it's hard. So how could you build chemistry? How could you work on things? And then they, a lot of AAU don't really have the time to do skill work. So they just, okay, you don't have to practice, come to the games. You know what I mean? So it's just a sick cycle,
What are some ways parents can adjust their expectations to support their child's enjoyment and growth in sports?
I would say just one, you gotta find the right trainer, and then the right balance of teams. I think if I had to choose, I would get a trainer who focuses on strictly fundamentals, right? That's the core of his or her training. I would put my kid in a high level, try to get him on a high level situation where, high meaning like above his or her skill set, to try to fight for something, to work for it and see like, oh, damn, that kid's good.
That's what I need to get.
Right. And then the third situation would be a situation where he or she is one of the better kids. So that, because you don't,
Confidence a little
so
bit.
you build a confidence. So one, with the trainer, you're getting the fundamentals on a consistent basis. With the high level team, you're putting the player in a situation where they gotta figure things out, and you're not the best kid, so you're seeing every day like, man, this kid's good and what they're good at. But then the third situation where I'm more of the focal point, I'm getting the reps, I'm getting the repetition and building the confidence. So I would try, if possible, those are three things that I would advise a parent to try to find to help the kid in an overall development, situation.
We spoke about burnout earlier, right? Research shows that this is wild, right? 50% of kids quit youth sports by age 11, and that 70% quit by the age of 13, right? A more recent study showed that 76% of kids do not regularly participate in high-calorie burning sports. Now, do you believe this high number of burnout or injuries? Do you believe burnout or injuries are the main reason so many kids stop playing sports by the age 13?
Yes, I think.
Is it both or one or the other?
I think a combination of both. I think, yeah, they play a ridiculous amount of games. Playing 7 games in a weekend is 6-7 games in a weekend is insane. The body, what it's doing to the body, one, and then all the things that we spoke about earlier. You talk about nutrition, hydration, stretching. They're not getting that. You see what I mean? It's inevitable that it's going to happen. So now you get hurt once, twice at that age. Even though you're young, you'll bounce back, but not really getting the proper training, the recovery training on it, going right back into that fire. Even though you get healthy, you go right back into that fire. 5-6 games in a weekend, no nutrition. It's just, what's going to happen? Most times they end up injuring. They injure the other leg, or
That's compensating.
because and one, they want to get back to playing. You feel like, and then parents or coaches, especially if you're one of the better kids, they're going to speed up the process and get you right back in without the proper time off to let your body heal and get, the proper rehabilitation that it needs. So yeah, I definitely think those two things, the kids are done up.
Quick side note: why do these tournaments have so many games?
AAU now is a big business. You talk about what they're getting from concession, what they're getting of door entry. Some of these, they have deals with the parking lots. They're getting money off the parking lots. The team entry, you know what I mean? It's just, so if you have a program, you have to, and you're charging whatever, $700,000-$800,000, whatever it is, you have to promise these parents, hey, X amount of games. Parents aren't looking into like, hey, is it beneficial? You're just playing in this little local bodega tournament and you playing 5 games. Is it really helping? You know what I mean? So that's really what it is. It's the business of it. And the parents are putting out so much. You got to pay for to play on the program. Sometimes that don't even cover your uniform. So you're paying for a uniform,
That's cold as ice.
sneakers, then a lot of parents today, like you said, they don't. They're part of it a lot more than our parents. I know my mom was, oh, you going? All right, got money, but whatever. So now the parents have to go.
That's the next expense.
Got to get a room. You know what I mean? Travel, pay entry. You know what I mean? So it's just a big
It's a cold thing.
cold.
I know about the soccer because I know some Bridget's kids play, right?
Mm-hmm.
They play far from their house, bro. They're based in North Jersey. They play games down here. They play games all over the country. And
Who
this
is
is
that?
like a soccer team.
Oh,
And
yeah.
They're like 5th, 6th grade.
Wow. Yeah, it's. I mean, youth sports is a huge billion-dollar business for sure. And that you talk about with training, the actual sport it's a big business. But it's I like the fact of the kids being active, because they have to make up for what we ran out, played sports. If we wasn't, we played tag, played on the monkey
24/7
bars. We did,
outside.
you know what I mean? We were outside playing, making up games. So they don't get that. So if they're not active, they go from
Awesome.
active to video game, phone. So, you know, and those tournaments are money grabbers. It's not really, you're not, now it's not even, you're not going into certain situations where you're getting ranked, or you're just playing games. You know what I mean? And then the AAU teams, the kids can't really train as much because AAU practice, and then they trying to have workouts now because skill stuff, because they trying to keep the kids. They don't want, you know what I mean? It's such a
Keep all the money in house.
keep the money in house, and you know what I mean. So it's less development. So I get kids, I already know once they get to AAU, I ain't gonna see them that much until they hit the wall. Then it's like, now what I was becoming more common is, hey, I think we're gonna take the season off and focus on. So it's hard for me to say it from my position because, one, I have good friends that have AAU programs that's doing well, and I support them. It's good, but I'm a trainer, so it's like, I don't want to just seem like, oh, I just want them to train because I make money off it. I tell them, even if you're not training with me, you need to, one, give their body a break and just focus on the deficiencies at a young age, so that you don't want to. It bothers me to get a junior or senior high school and can't make a left hand layup or dribble with the left. What? So all these teams you play with, they didn't see that you can't go left. How would you get to this point and you still can't go left? Like, that bothers me. That's selfish. That's, the kid's athletic, strong, but yo, look at the full development.
But then too, man, like AU coaches, like who are these people for the most part? They're not like
That's another.
they
Yeah.
themselves don't have really like what I was exposed to is just I was fortunate to always have good coaches. Like
Yeah.
I was blessed to always have
Yeah.
like, real good coaches.
Likewise, yeah.
But then I saw other teams, it was just like random dudes, bro.
Yeah, nah, it's definitely.
And actually coaching good players, bro.
Yeah,
It wasn't like it
nah,
was just
yeah.
like random dudes.
Yeah.
And they just go out there and play.
Yeah, and that I see a lot of situations where there's coaches like that, and it feeds their ego. Now they become this thing.
Top players. And
Yeah, because the top players are there, and you never like. And it doesn't mean like I've grown to realize, like, all right, I'm trying to think who was the first person that they told me who wasn't a good player but ended up being a good coach. He used to coach the Nets. What's the guy named Fitch? Maybe? He coached Jason Kidd and them when he was the Nets.
Eddie Chambers.
No, when the Nets, Kenyon Martin and all them, who was their coach? Fitch, maybe. Yeah, but that team, whoever the coach was, he was like, really didn't play. He didn't, you know what I mean? He was the first person brought up to me that, because I used to be like, yo, how could you respect the person that didn't do it, didn't come through the grind? That was always my thing. And he was the first, whoever I was talking to was like, but he's a good coach. He got X and O's. And it was like, I never thought of it like, well, even though he was not a good player, he was there every day, practice, he rode the bench. You know what I mean? But I always was like,
I don't have the good player thing. I still have this. So I don't think you had to be a good player to be a great coach, but you had to be a player.
you have to be a player.
I think you had to be a player,
Yeah.
bro. Like I know they have coaches that do it. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
Because the X's and O's, but just like the things of being a player,
Yeah.
the fatigue,
Yeah.
the problems, fluctuation in confidence. injuries. Like
Yeah.
you don't understand it
Stand it,
unless
yeah.
you experience it.
Experience it, yeah. That's exactly. Yeah. I
So,
agree
so I
with
don't think
that.
you got to be like the greatest player,
Yeah.
but you had to be a player, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, because I remember saying it with training is like, you know, I'll be like, sometimes I'll compare like, damn, how are they going over to this person who didn't? I looked at myself. I say, damn, I grinded. Their parents, their uncles, aunts, whatever, they came to me because it's like I saw him. I saw what he went through. I saw his grind on his own journey. I saw him going through it. You know what I'm saying? So, and then for him to get to the level where he is as a player, as a trainer, like I've been through the ring. So you're working with this guy who never played, that played a
I
whole.
told you it's a dude at my gym.
Oh
Right?
yeah,
I told you.
yeah, you told me that.
It's a dude there. He's like 22.
Yeah.
He's working out dudes that play overseas. So I was looking at the workouts, right? I ain't say nothing.
Yeah.
But then I asked, like, bro, where you? He's like, man, he's like, straight up. He's like, I never went nowhere.
Yeah, that's it. How is that? So, but I get it. You could go on YouTube. You could go. So if a person comes and say, "Yeah, I want to work on my combination moves," you could go on YouTube and go combo moves. You got a bunch of people that put up their. So that's why it always, for me, the mystique. It was like, well, what is he doing? That's what made people say, "What is he doing? He getting these players from boom to boom. What's he doing?" And then I'm not a social media person, so it was like that was part of it because I'm like certain things. Even players say, "Don't put it up because they're gonna steal it. They're gonna steal that." So I never put stuff up. And then when people come, they're like, "Wait, you just doing basic? Like you ain't even doing nothing intricate?" Like no, because I feel the fundamental. To me, fundamentals is the new elite.
With anything.
It's the elite. When you just watch somebody do a shot fake, 2 dribble pull up, or shot fake, 2 dribble drop a dime before you draw two. Like that's basic basketball that people that really know and that matters, they know that kid make the right play, good shot fake, fundamentally sound. That's when you look at it, you talk about March Madness when it's do or die. You talk about championship basketball playoffs. Those plays that's being made when it's do or die, you're not doing no trickery.
stuff,
You're
yeah.
doing all you want. 90% of it, you'll see some people get something off that's flashy, but the most 90% of it, catch and shoot, 1 dribble pull up, 2 dribble pull up. You'll add some step backs. You know what I mean? One get to the rim, but you're not. It's fundamental. So why not the 90%? The bulk of your training should be the fundamental part, stuff that you're going to actually do. And it's not. So that's what my whole training revolves around. And I say I'm the boring. It's not social media friendly. I'm not going to do a bunch of dribble move trickery. Like, nah.
I think what people fail to understand in these day and times is that there's no connection between popularity and quality.
Yes. Yeah. That's a good one.
And I think that's what people have the highest form of disconnect. They
Yes.
take popularity for quality,
Yeah.
and it's just not there.
It's not there. And they focus on the
Like
views.
across everything
Yeah.
in life right now. Like, it's just
I
not there.
and I get it. So sometimes, man, I'll change the location and go train at like JFK or something. The first thing people do, bro, is before I'm talking about. I'll look at with how they're training, and just be like, it'll eat me up. Like, damn, I want to just go help the brother, but I have training etiquette, so I don't want
I
to
can't really
overshadow. You know what I mean? So, but they'll put more focus on the tripod. You know what I mean? I'm like, you put the focus on the tripod, but your drills is terrible. You got this little kid doing, you know what I mean? And I'll get clients from it so the competitiveness in me. If you're on one side of the court, I'm on one side of the court. It's like a parent and the parent is sitting there and they happen to be watching both.
See the difference.
They're gonna see the difference. And I'm talking about the interaction. Not the same way I'm talking like this. I'm not a yeller. I'm not a drill sergeant. That's not me. So how you correct them with the drills you have them doing, it's like, oh, yeah, you got to be able to do this. How I judge on an elite, yeah, make 10 layups with your left hand at game speed. Yeah, that's, you can't do that. Or 1 dribble pull up, hard at game speed, 10 right, 10 left. See, I mean, like you got to be able to do these things before I'm teaching you some other type of, you know what I mean, side steps and all these different moves. Like, no.
Do you think you're not a drill sergeant because you had so many drill sergeants growing up? Do you think that played a role or no?
Nah, I think just think a lot of that is personality. One, I think the confidence. I don't have to, like, when I get to a mode where I'm like, it's like holy, because I'm never really like that. And kids are like, or parents will be like, yo, I've never seen you get like that. Because it's just the passion or the frustration, because it's like you're cheating the craft. Don't cheat the craft. Don't waste my time. And I'm not a babysitting trainer. So it is. I have this thing called the 4 eyes, right? I call it the 4 eyes. One is you identify. The first eye is you identify. You have to identify what your weakness is. That's one. The second eye is your imagination. The imagination is so important because it doesn't matter what situation I'm in or with the training with group, team. I'll be on the court, with, it could be a 7-year-old. As long as, if I'm training with him, I'm not focused on what he's doing. So I don't matter. I don't have to be with all elite players, because my imagination, when I go to do that move, I'm imagining that it's a game-winning move. You know what I mean? So that leads to the third eye, which is intensity. Every player has a player that's like, damn, this joker just make it tough for me. Every time, wherever I play against him, I know it's going to be a dogfight. My imagination, when I'm going through that move, I'm imagining that person is guarding me. I can't do a BS move because he's going to take it. You know what I mean? And then the fourth eye is integrity. So if I'm here with 3 players and there's another 3 players down there, and I show you what to do, hey, you got to do boom, 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 that integrity has to kick you. You can't say, oh, he's not watching. You know what I mean? That you have to live by those things. Or I'm not going, unless you want to pay that price for a one-on-one where I'm solely just standing over you, it's different. But so you have to take that. It doesn't matter where you are, group, team. At the end of the day, that scholarship say one name. So you have to get better individually. You know what I mean? So with that mindset, and then the no off season and the A game mindset, always going above maximum expectations. So the kids that really adopt it, I've had success with them. If you fight it, it don't matter whether I don't try to build NBA players. We get a scholarship for free, we win. You know what I mean? Anything after that is a bonus. You know what I mean? But I don't do it to build NBA players. You know what I mean? That's not. Whatever you do in life, if you're, I don't know, bus driver, if you carry that mentality, go above and beyond, always go above maximum expectations. That's a lifestyle. That's how we live. Whatever I do is not just a thing. You know what I'm saying? So
NIL, right? Famous NIL. How has the introduction of the NIL deals changed the landscape of college sports?
Wow. That's like, I would say the biggest change, I would say, in history. So I will say this, in playing at the college level and being a part of it, the universities made a lot of money off of the athletes. Facts. Right? So, even back then when playing video games, I was playing with, I guess,
March Madness or something?
March Madness. So I played with UCLA with, what's his name? Ed O'Bannon and them. So you knew who it was. Their names wasn't, but I knew by their numbers. So, and their jerseys.
And everything.
Yeah, so they made a lot of money off the athletes. You know what I mean? And we couldn't have jobs. You couldn't make money. Now you coming from, we talk about the inner city. I earned my scholarship and I can't work. Now I'm, it's just, yeah. So I've experienced that side. And now to fast forward to where it is now, where they get money, it's like, wow, that's great. But now in my position, training is like, man, these kids don't really want to work. They got this money and now they get comfortable, you know what I mean? Or it's hard to coach them because they're making all this money and then you could just leave. You could just, hey, I don't have to fight for this. Oh, you don't want to do this for me, I'm gonna just go to this school. It's just
that's my biggest issue. I think there are too many people who didn't play college sports who speak about the NIL
Yeah.
and the portal.
Yeah.
The question I have is, how do you keep a healthy culture in the locker room
Yeah.
with the portal and the NIL where no one's bought in?
Yeah.
If I say something to you dislike, that's what I'm hearing with coaches now.
Yeah.
You can't coach because once you say something to a kid, he's gonna leave.
Gonna leave, yeah. And so they don't say something so that they can stay.
So it's just like, how do we do this? And like also with players, it's not saying this is the argument. I want to hear what you have to say. A lot of people are saying, well, the players benefit. From what I understand, it's the same percentage of players that was getting paid anyway. It's just out in the open. It's not like more people are getting paid.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, the issue is, what does that do in the locker room, though?
Yeah, because now they're looking at, because one,
y'all both working every day.
Yeah, he's getting more. He's
probably
more
torturing
popular
them too.
Yeah, but it makes the player, right? It makes the players get more social media because they're trying to get their image and likes to get more money. So it all ties in.
It's another issue in the locker room.
Yeah. Now, so now this guy is getting 2-3 million. You know what I mean? It's like, what? What y'all gonna tell me? Like, it creates separation in a lot of situations, not all, but and
I think that the maturity is not there.
Yeah.
To maintain amongst the players.
Yeah, if you don't have the proper guidance too, like that support system to make sure, hey, stay grounded. We're gonna still outwork. You gotta still put that type of energy because you haven't made it. But a lot of them feel like they made it, and they lose that hunger. That's why they retiring. Now we seeing that. I'm like, retire?
And I think that we're gonna have more players plateauing earlier.
Yeah,
because that hunger you have, fire, it's gonna cool off.
Yeah, it cools off. Yeah, and a lot of time, what I think played a role in the retirement too. It's something else we touched on is the embarrassment. Because now, if I was a 4 or 5 star, right? 4 or 5 star, and now I have to go overseas or I have to try out. I'm not like a draft pick or you know what I mean?
I see they got a little vibe about it.
Yeah, because you were the guy for this amount of time, and now it's like, all right, now the goal is right there, but it's not really right there because I gotta try out. I gotta maybe go to G League or go overseas, and I was like, it's an embarrassment. Like, damn, I don't want to go through that. Yeah, I don't want to go through that. It's still a grind. And if you made $2 million, right? Let's say you made $2 million in your college, and now you're gonna go to the G League and make 70,000. It's like,
if that.
It's like, what? Oh, nah. You know what I mean? Like, nah. But that's what I say. You always starting back at the bottom, and now, again, it's tied in to being burnt out. So that energy, all that you did to get them NIL deals and get to that point, now I gotta go to the G League. You know the amount of energy that takes now. That's a whole nother lion then that you gotta, because those guys either been there
super hungry,
and now you're back at the bottom again, making $2 million
with a target on your back.
With a target because your name, and now you gotta make 70,000. You know what I mean? So that's a different type of.
I'm not a fan of it. I know people have their different
arguments. Of the NIL?
No, I'm not a fan of that in the portal because I think it takes away let me tell you how it's foolishness. So many coaches are leaving great coaches, and the first reason they say they stop is because of the portal.
Oh yeah.
You can't coach.
Can't coach. Yeah.
How do you create a culture with a team? Fire, listen, I saw a highlight. I didn't watch the game. I watched the replays of the March Madness. It wasn't a highlight replay.
Oh, Auburn?
Oregon, I think.
Oh.
Right? They had a guy, I think he scored like 40 points or something. But it was another dude on his team that was in the portal while he was playing in the tournament. How does that work with your teammates, bro?
Wait.
His name was in the portal.
While he was on the team?
While they were playing in the tournament.
Wow. Yeah, that you lose. Like, so it's like you leaving. It kills you're going. The bond, yeah.
So it's just like as a coach now, it's like, man, your teammates now, it's like, yeah, we here, but it's like you're not really here, bro.
Yeah, but and it's everything that it's funny because everything that we started with in the conversation, it just plays back because they're not used to fighting. They don't fight for it. They just want to run to the next situation. You know what I mean?
And the thing too, man, tying sports back to life, what I was saying about those life lessons. What I learned is, especially with Brandon and them, is that there's nowhere to run. We gotta deal with this.
Gotta deal with it. That's what I'm saying.
There's nowhere to run.
It wasn't that many teams you could go. You just like
nowhere to run.
Yeah, where you gonna be going to? Because we had North You had Newark youth games, East Orange.
PBY.
No, but I'm saying from youth games, and then Patterson was the. It wasn't like it was Montclair, Irvington. You know what I mean? And then Newark was flooded.
Super flooded.
Yeah, East Orange. So that was you had to fight. You had to, you know what I'm saying? You had to fight. But they're not used to it. So they just get you're going to hit the wall with some, and you're gonna have to fight for something at some point. I've had situations where I've earned to where I was the guy who may have so by the time my sophomore year at Essex Catholic, I had a leash. You know what I mean? But when I went to college, I had a shorter leash. I had to build it. It was like, okay, I was known, I was flashy. It was like, all right, nah, you're gonna pay $1 turnover. I took that away, but I was at the bottom, build up. I remember playing in the CBA. Joker's just like, no, you back at the bottom, you gotta earn. It wasn't nothing really just like giving. You have to earn it. You have to earn it every time, and they don't.
As I've gotten older, I'm not gonna lie. When I left college, I had like a bad taste in my mouth playing basketball. But as I gotten older and just healed too, like spiritually and everything, man, I am so thankful and grateful for growing up in East Orange, bro.
Oh yeah,
No, I really am, man.
No,
Because
yeah.
like I know East Orange got a bad name out there.
it does.
Yeah, people say like you say East Orange, they think it's like a dump or something. Yeah,
Really?
Facts,
No
bro.
way.
I'm telling you, bro. East Orange and Newark. Go out here
Yeah.
and tell you from East Orange. And
Oh
Newark.
yeah. I mean, yeah,
Like,
nah,
rough. That's what I should say.
rough.
It's
Oh
like
yeah,
super
yeah, yeah.
rough.
Oh
That's
yeah.
what
Nah, I'm
not
thinking.
like a dump.
Okay, yeah,
Rough.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Right?
I wouldn't change it there.
All right.
Yeah.
But like that era of basketball, like to be a part of it and to like compete against those people and actually do your thing, fire. It's like, man, I just have such joy in your Paul McPleasants and your
Yeah.
Coach Brandons and those
Yeah.
type of people because unfortunately, who in this generation gonna get that? Yeah?
No. They're not. And I'm talking about it wasn't even training that they were doing it for the love,
Just go to
passion.
the gym. If you
Yeah, you want to get better.
come to the gym, bro.
Yeah, so I'm with you on that. I'm 1,000% thankful. I don't even think it's repayable how just the impact. You know what I mean? Coach Brandon by the time I got to Coach Brandon, he was literally picking me up. You want to get in the gym?
Dropping
Hey,
down
you want
East
to?
Orange,
I'm talking about never not like, oh, it's your mom for gas money. No, it was just the love, and then so my development. He played a huge part of my development just because
Same here, bro.
he was committed. You know what I mean? He taught me how to. He taught me a lot of the fundamentals. Both him and Paul taught the fundamentals. You know what I mean? And the flair that people notice that people you know just say, yo, you play with this type of swag and flair. My foundation was fundamental, and then I built on that just from the work ethic and putting things in my creativity. But doing all that, like you said, the parks, Elmwood was. I mean, East Orange was dope for me because they had I just thought it was genius. But the league they had with the parks, so Savo Park played against Hare Park, Elmwood Park, all the different parks had their own teams, and it had its own league. So that was illmatic for me. You know what I mean? You had to get better.
Yeah, I just because like some of these teams you think about, it was just like you was on a team with all Division I players, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you think about it, like
Yeah.
the whole team was Division I. It's kind of wild, like to be
Yeah.
like, you know, to be able to compete in there and get out of East Orange
And get out.
because so much dudes that could hoop that never got
They
out
never
of there.
got that, and that's where the parks, the players that the coulda, woulda, shoulda players.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Due to whether it was attitudes or academics, whatever the reason why they didn't make it, still played a pivotal part of
Because
your
you played against them,
development.
bro.
You played
had to
against
play
them.
against them all the time.
Yeah. So and they were still dropping the jewels on you. Hey, make sure you do this. This is what happened with me. This didn't happen. I could have did this. So I was soaking up. I heard about it. I wasn't, man, looking at them like they didn't do anything. Like, nah. They would show me articles. Like I'm telling you, Elmwood was like man, I'm talking about everybody who even the big time drug dealers who they was good at sports that just happened to take the streets and stay at it, do this, don't I better ever catch you out. You know what I mean? Just that type
I
of
think old heads were different. What I noticed now, I can't even call them old heads, but older people.
yeah.
It's like they're pushing the young people to do wrong. And the
Yeah.
ones I had was like would literally like
Yeah.
smack you or beat
Yeah,
you up if
what?
they found
Bro.
out you was doing something
Yeah,
wrong.
I
And your parents wouldn't say nothing about it either,
Yeah.
because they gonna smack you up too when they find out. Yeah, it's different.
I had that. I had the cousins I had that was in the streets that with reputations. You know what I mean? That if you needed something, just holler at me. But I better not ever hear nothing come. You know what I mean? Like, and came to my games, made sure I was good, and I never had the desire. I was always hungry for the, you know what I mean, to get better at sports. So, but they watched over me. The street people, nah, why you out here this late? Oh, you got that basketball, all right. You know what I mean? That type of thing just encouraged it. And
I've never had like anyone. I could be truthful. I've never had anyone encourage me to hustle fire that knew I was hooping.
wait, you never had anybody
Encourage me to
No?
hustle
Oh, to hustle.
that knew I was hooping.
Nah. Yeah, no.
I've never had an old head that
Nah,
knew like I was a hooper.
Yeah.
That encouraged me
Yeah.
to engage in any criminal activities.
Because like once the older guys, I would say it probably was a lot of envious, like the like today's or the little bit past, the older guys, they probably wanted to do it, wanted to be sports, wanted to be clean cut, and they knew young, you don't have no record. If you get caught, you ain't gonna get locked up. Juvenile. So it was more so selfish. You know what I mean? It was selfish. So, and if you were a little bit less fortunate, you like, damn, all I gotta do is this to get a pair of new sneakers.
Facts.
They do it, and then once you do it once, now you're gonna keep coming and you're hooked, and now you can't straddle.
You can't do both, bro.
Yeah, you can't do both. So, and then that easy part just
sound like a movie or a hip hop video or something like doing both. You can't do both. You either hooping or you in the street,
can't.
bro.
You try, you know what I mean? And something's gonna
Never seen nobody do both.
nah. You can't cheat it. And I was very driven. And then you talk about Brandon, you talk about McPleasant, you talk about Joe Jordan.
Yeah, Tony
Kevin's-
Jones.
Huh?
Yeah, Mr. Jones or not? Tony
Mr.
Jones. He probably after. He went to MK with Kyrie. He was
Nah, I
Coach
haven't.
Xavier. Right?
I
But you had
had-
Coach Cal though.
Huh?
Yeah, Coach Cal. Though.
Coach Cal in high school. But the lad years, I had Paul, Coach Brandon, Kev Spook. I had, and Joe Jordan, I would say, were the main young ones. Even the Miles. Did I play for Tyrone Miles? Y'all probably was Tyrone Miles, right? No, Billy Lovett is your era?
I remember I'm 90, 98 high school, 98, 2002.
98. Yeah, it had to be Billy. Andre Adams and them, no? But you heard of them.
Right. But I didn't.
They were older than you?
Yeah, but I didn't have no. I never worked out with them.
With them? Oh, yeah. But, yeah, so those guys were really pivotal in my development. So with my hunger, my work ethic with them, it just, it took me to another level because they really care and they really like developed me. Nah, you can't do
They
this.
really pushed you.
Yeah, they pushed me and told me what I did wrong. You can't do this. I'm trying to throw left hand no looks, and you know what I mean. Like
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Paul saw potential in me. In retrospect, he saw potential in me. I never saw. Paul was rough with
Paul,
me, bro.
yeah, a lot of people couldn't take Paul.
Most people couldn't deal with that man. Yeah.
Paul. He was a straight
rough.
shooter.
Yeah, straight shooter.
He was a tough love. But a lot of my how I am, how I I'm very like my sneakers. I'm always gonna have nice sneakers match sweatsuit. That was
from
Paul.
Paul, yeah.
That Paul and my Aunt Vanessa. Those. I used to be like, he has to have like thousands of sweatsuits, sneakers. That was like,
Paul McPleasant.
yeah. So it
Fresh,
just
clean.
yeah. I watched them like I was a kid. Like, dang, he always nice sweatsuits, clean, nice sneakers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that part, that was another thing that I got from him. I always wanted to, and I thought it was like his job. I think it was a gym. I didn't know gym teacher. I didn't really know what Paul.
I might know what Paul did, bro.
Yeah, but he always was in sweatsuits.
I know he did the gym teacher thing. He
Yeah.
coached and he had the store in
He had the store in Irvington,
But
right?
like, yeah, but
Yeah.
outside of that, I don't really know what's going
Always had money. Always. It's just I was like, I want to be like that as far as like being able to wear that. You know what I mean? Wear sweatsuits, nice sneakers. So that always, from a kid, I saw that like, damn.
on. Like that expectation, bro. He had like, he had the highest expectation.
Yeah, high
There wasn't
expectation,
no deviation
yeah.
for that, you know?
Yeah, and he just it helps you because he didn't show favoritism
No, not at all, bro.
at
Everybody
all.
got it.
Everybody
You said
get
it
it.
earlier. Everybody got it.
Punish you, just get your big hike on. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. These type of things, like, you know, I guess it's borderline verbal abuse in modern times, but it's like, it sounded way when I say it, but it's kind of needed,
It's
bro.
needed, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
parents let you.
they
My
let it ride.
mom wasn't a sports. You know what I mean? So it was like she knew where I was going. She knew where I was at. Drop me
go to
off.
no game.
It's safe. So she ain't know. It wasn't like I went home like, yo, he said. Like, that was just how it was, and he did it to the better players. So who am I to say? You know what I mean? And today the parents are at the practice. Got input. Like, nah, it's too much. Too much.
Yeah, that's why I started this segment here saying like I just give thanks, and I feel like we were in a golden era because
Definitely.
just as I said, the amount of players, the caliber of the players, the competition, because everywhere you went, Fire,
You had to fight. It's still, you have to fight. It wasn't.
you got the hoop Fire.
Yeah, you gonna fight, and then when you gotta fight. If you don't have a name, you gotta fight to get one. Once you get one, everybody coming for you. You gotta, you know what I mean? When I walked in, it was like, oh, word. Nobody wasn't scared. It was just like, I know he nice.
Facts.
I'm about to lock him up. Go to the Civic Center. It was like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was a fight, but it prepared me when I got in a situation that was more structured in college. I was used to the structure, but the killer, the playground, the street part, the street leagues gave me the kill to when I had, you got to go get the bucket for yourself or make a play. That prepared me for that. But I knew how to, run a play, set a screen. If it wasn't for me, I still had that type of discipline. But these kids, if it's not for them, it's not revolved around them. Wait, I got to set a screen for him to do. Did you see that thing that went viral from Auburn? I think the kid, they were winning. Teammates on fire. The kid is in the corner when it put his head. I'm talking about while the kid is shooting the three, he put his head down. Even when they make a play, when the teammates make a play, they didn't clap, didn't shake. It was just
That's
like
the energy they on, Fire.
Huh?
That's a collective energy with them.
Yeah, that's like,
that's the type of time they on.
You're not happy for your teammate, and y'all winning.
That's why you remember earlier I said like I learned not to be jealous. Because
That was big,
Because
that's
like
a big one.
I was like I'll be looking like yo, dude, man, like you know how I go already, man. Like dude ain't tough like that, but it's like no, he is tough, bro.
Yeah.
And I started learning to observe and pick away people's games and add it to myself. Yeah. And that's what changed because like I stopped looking at dudes like yo, F this dude. Why he playing? Why they saying that? And I just started looking like yo. Dude, tough, and respect to him, same way.
Mm-hmm.
And I started really analyzing people game more and seeing how they did stuff different and applying it.
Yeah,
and that's like that's like one of the greatest lessons I learned. I think as a man, one of the greatest things you can learn is not to be jealous of another person, bro.
Yeah,
but I learned that early through basketball.
Yeah, and that's today. It's hard. Yeah. It's hard because one of the tools is the social media. So we didn't have the social media, so it was really just where we are right there. Now you could all over the world. You looking at people that's saying what they do. They got this. So they're comparing themselves. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, again, it goes back to that's why they're depressed because you're comparing yourself to this person that has X, Y, and Z or whatever the case may be. So that jealous tendency comes out from this. So now when you face to face, and this guy may have a longer leash. Might bet more playing time, more skill, instead of like, I'm gonna learn from him. The envious of him,
like F him type of.
Yeah. So it all ties in. You know what I mean? But yeah, we didn't. Ira, the guys older than me, that was like, I watched them work. Ira's instilled in us, like, we used to open up his letters, like, oh, man, you should try. I think you should go to.
He went to Bonaventure, right?
Ira?
Yeah.
Nah, Ira went to Providence out of high school, out of Seton Hall Prep.
Who the other dude went to St. Bonaventure?
That's Rob Palmer.
Palmer, yeah. That's the big dude.
Yeah, Rob played with me, yeah. But I'm just saying, the older ones that was before, we used to, damn, this is what, and work. And what, so now, people that we respect, he working, gotta work.
And that's the next thing I noticed too. I don't know if it's too much schools now, but like, I just noticed like, schools always had somebody going D1. Bro.
Always.
But now you got schools year after year.
It's like AAU. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, it's not. You think about, think how East Orange is pretty big.
Big.
They had 2 high schools.
Facts.
2. Scott? Well, they had more than 2, but the main high schools, Scott, East Orange.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody couldn't go to Essex Catholic or what else we had in East Orange?
I think that was it, bro.
That was it.
Schools,
3. So really, that's still small. 3 high schools in that big city. That's
between football and basketball, they had a lot of D1
that's a
players,
lot.
bro.
That's a lot of players.
Every year,
yeah. That's a lot. Now you got the charter schools. You got these charter, and they got these other schools like I guess it's still charter, like STEM and all those schools, right? Yeah. So and North right now they got 34 schools.
They merge schools, right?
And they merging. It's just like, yeah. So it's the same as the AAU situation where
oversaturated too much.
Oversaturated. It goes back to fight. They don't have to fight because I could just go to this lesser school. I'll be the man over here or play. You know what I mean? You don't have to fight for what's the Shabazz school. You know what I mean? Or they used to have like 2,500 kids. What?
They always had players, bro.
Always had players. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think this generation don't have to fight. They don't have to go through them wars.
And shout out to the other cities too, bro. Like Linden. They used to have players.
Linden
Patterson, bro.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
And
Patterson has some.
I gotta mention one man here. He was younger than you. He was a dude called Mike Cleaves, bro.
Mike
Cleaves. I don't know where he went. I don't know if he went to LaSalle or where he went.
From Jersey?
Yeah, he went to JFK, bro. He was a terror. He was older than me, but I used to play him every summer.
Mike Cleaves.
Mike Cleaves, yo. He's one of those.
From East Orange?
Patterson. From Patterson, bro. He one of the great ones too.
Yeah.
Mike Cleaves, respect to him, bro. He used to terrorize me as a young person.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Mike Cleaves, bro.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who fits. I think my own camp. You talk about D-Rock, Ira, man, Lance. I had battles, bro.
Yeah.
Battles, man. And I think they that competitive. So once I went outside of Northeast Orange, it was like I done went through everything because Elijah Allen, you got different styles. It was kind of like, I don't know, Shaolin Temple. You had to go against, you know what I mean? Yeah, you had, D-Rock was my size, but he was more athletic. He was just as fast as me. So I could guard him. He'd get to a spot, he'd just jump over me. Lance was fast, handle, strong. You know what I mean? Brev, fast, fundamentally play D. You got to protect the, you know what I mean?
Super
Elijah,
smart,
unlimited range. So it just sharpened me, you know what I mean? And for me to have the longevity, a lot of them stopped earlier than me, but
You ever had major injuries?
I've never got injured.
Bro, I don't know if my body wasn't made for basketball, yo. Listen, I really messed up my ankle like sophomore year of high school. I come to find out in college I shattered my ankle, yo. Never knew. I thought it was a bad roll ankle. When I actually shattered the ankle in college, they had all the old bones. Because it was like, yo, you broke your ankle before?
Wow.
I was thinking like, damn, I did. Wow. Yeah, bro.
Did you used to wear the big
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I remember. Because I used to be like, how the hell does he play? I never could understand. I used to be like, damn, how could he move?
Like, I've been in pain since freshman year of high school. My whole
freshman year of high school?
Freshman year of high school, straight through college, I always been in pain until I had surgery.
In your ankle?
Yeah, man. I had to warm it up, bro.
Damn, I used to have to put, like the air cast thing, right?
Yeah, I had that. Then I had the other one, to tie up joints and the straps towards the end. But I just thought it was just like normal, yo. Like, I just had to like
fight through it.
Yeah, But it wasn't until I had, because the dude was like, yo, did you like break your ankle before? Because they said, no. What occurred is that the old bone got caught on a ligament, and it was gnawing the way up. But the old bone was from an old injury, and I broke the other stuff. So when they went in there, they said it's all this calcified bone from like your thing splattered. I said, yo, my joint. But you don't know, you don't got proper health care. You ice the joint down. Yeah. Once the swelling go down, you just hoop again.
Dang.
But yeah, the whole time, bro.
From freshman
year, bro.
So did it take away your athleticism? Because you used to be dunking stuff too, right?
Yeah, but it's like, you're young, bro.
Yeah.
But I will say in college more, because high school I always started, but coming off the bench in college, it really became a problem.
Yeah,
like warming up and sitting there,
yeah,
that was an issue. When I was starting, it was cool, but coming off the bench, it was. I was like playing defense.
Yeah, because you played D.
Yeah, that was kind of rough. That was kind of rough.
Wow,
but
that's
you have a choice.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You there.
That ain't happening today.
Yeah, you there, so it's just like we gotta make it work.
They ain't happening today. They get jumpers near. They be like, I can't play. Like what?
Yeah, because dislocated shoulders, 7 groins, nose, fingers. You're not already, but it's different, bro. It's a different.
It is different, but
so I can't knock
them. Yeah, it's just in the parenting is different. They don't want, parents don't want them to go through anything. That's the biggest thing. I don't have to go through what I want to.
But the problem is how you gonna survive in life.
Yeah, but you want the results. You want the same results, and the hunger.
How are you
not
gonna
happen
survive in life?
It's not gonna happen. And that's the tough part. And it's sad when I ride past playgrounds. I'm talking about. I'll probably ride past 6, 7 playgrounds empty.
They're all empty.
Courts. I'm talking about what?
Empty.
Oh, it's just the other thing. It's kids that say, "Yo, now I don't play outside." What?
That's the next.
Like I'm saying, they don't play outside. Like that's why I love Zukru.
Yeah.
Like he has this league outside because it still gives the playground, the blacktop.
Were they still down there by like Prince Street or something?
Yeah, it's right on Springfield Avenue. Yeah. So we lived on the blacktop. Yeah. All our leagues were. I don't even know. Even at St. Rocco's, the league was. Well, the middle school league was inside, but the summer league we played right there outside. Yeah, we played outdoors.
That Brandon used to take us to New York to like Bronx or somewhere.
The Bronx?
It was two leagues. You had a citywide league that was inside, but that was in the winter. Yeah. But all the summer stuff was outside in the Bronx, and that was hectic, bro.
Yeah,
that was wild. Yeah,
we developed. That's a good name, bro. Coach Brandon. What's his guy? His right hand man. Light skinned brother.
Not Bingo, Coach Washington.
Nah, Bingo was a good pick too.
Light skinned dude.
Kevin and that was his right hand man.
His son, Kevin Brandon.
Nah, Kev was little when I was.
It's probably another dude he had then, because me it was Coach Washington, Bingo. He had a dude Keith Hines, Coach Hines.
Keith Hines, yeah.
I think he went to like Montclair State or something.
Yeah.
That was my crew. I don't know if it was another
Keith
dude
Hines,
around.
Keith Hines, yeah. Keith was good. Yeah, he always had. You worked at Glenfield. Yeah, Glenfield. Yeah, they don't have that no more, man. Not that type of commitment.
That's why I'm just saying, like, I just give thanks for it, like, to just, because I see what's going on, and like everything I learned from basketball, like that's how I make my living, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same formula. Consistency, resilience, fire, getting back on the board, repetition.
Yeah. That's the same. It's the same. It's the same. Yeah.
That's like all I'm doing, bro.
Yeah, that's the same. I don't even when I think about everything that it's the same thing.
Like, I went to school, but like I'm telling you, like the stuff I learned from basketball, or even just like that courage fight, or even like knowing like yo, this dude is really better than me, but we about to fight, bro.
Yeah.
Like I know, like keeping it up, like I know dude is like super better than me, but we about to fight, bro.
Yeah, it wasn't even a second guess. It was that's just but I think that came from the childhood, all of that
environment, bro.
The environment. It can't. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's why I say the non-athlete deals with things that he has to fight. He gonna figure it out. Even if I ain't play sports, but I know how to survive. I'm gonna fight. You know what I mean? I get into a situation.
If you don't fold, though, only reason I push back, like I see a lot of dudes that grow up in that environment and they fold, they get broken. They don't really they just dare fight.
They what?
They just dare. Like they don't really
fight for.
Yeah, they just dare in the environment. Like they kind of get eaten up.
Yeah, because there's
a lot of people that get
rough.
eaten up. We don't want to talk about. Like they don't.
They
don't thrive in that environment.
Yeah,
they just dare.
Because now think about it. Like the the rough background.
Yeah, like
once they get to a level where it gets clean cut, a lot of them do give up on it because they can't really. I think the sports you dealing with is diverse. You know what I mean? It's
I
very
think it's harder with the sports because it's like, for instance, like if you just got to get home and navigate, it's kind of limited to what you got to interact with.
yeah.
But sports, you're forced.
Yeah.
Like
That's true.
you have. Well,
Yeah.
you don't have to deal with it,
Yeah.
but if you want to survive,
you want to survive. Yeah,
like
yeah.
you got to
Yeah.
deal with this man, bro.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's 30,
Yeah.
25.
Yeah.
Bro, I done had grown men chase me out the park because I was torching them, yo.
Yeah. Nah, yeah. That's yeah.
I ain't say a word. These are grown men and
Yeah.
like, yo, they was about to jump me because I was torching them. Bro.
Yeah. Nah, yeah. That yeah, it builds something in
And
you.
it's like it is
Yeah.
what it is, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just that's when you go into court, man. That's why I just like I can't explain like the mentality I have with basketball because it's just like such a warrior spirit where it's like it's just whatever, bro.
Yeah.
With whoever,
Yeah, with whoever.
wherever.
Yeah. Yeah. And you that thing. And you know what I don't see? People don't even walk the street and carry a ball.
Guys, days now, bro.
Bro, I used to
24/7. You had a
what?
ball.
I'm talking about
School,
yo.
early, bus.
Yo, I'm talking about
It's
I'm
your
gonna
instrument, bro.
I'm gonna try to go between my legs from this tree to that tree. Then I start trying to do eyes closed. How far can I go? You know what I mean? Just now that I play it back,
Neighbors complaining,
yo,
this kid always got the
yeah.
ball.
How did I get a handle like that from this point to that point? It just came to me just now. Like I
Repetition,
dribble
nonstop,
all the
bro.
time. You can't like
look
that
at the-
every day.
Listen, I moved to Lincoln Ave in Orange. Junior year, my father lost the house by Tremont.
Tremont, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like really wasn't a Division I player at the time. But someone sat me down and told me, like, yo, the only way this thing gonna work is if you become a point guard. He's like, you're not going, like, you can't really shoot.
Yeah.
You're not that tall.
Yeah.
He's like, only way you gonna get it. So it's like, bro, I was just dribbling 24/7,
Yeah,
bro.
that's it. That's what I'm saying. That doesn't happen. They'll come train. When that session is over, they turn it off.
And I think the comfort too, bro. I was trying to get up out of there, yeah.
The comfort of
The
what?
comfort like that they have. I didn't have their comfort.
Whose?
Like the kids now.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I
but-
didn't have.
yeah, 'cause
I
the-
didn't have the electronics. I didn't have the latest
Yeah.
sneakers or
Yeah, you had to walk,
yeah. You
catch the bus.
you wanna
They
get up
got
out of there.
Ubers.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, bro. I told you the things that drop. If I see a mom, or especially moms, but yo, wait, Dad, you carrying his shoes or his backpack in here, or they'll get in a car. I didn't even understand how they would just get they automatically get in the back seat.
Yeah.
So wait, you don't sit in the front with your like you just get in the back. I'm talking about, or even how they talk to them. Like it's a certain like
built-in disrespect.
yeah, like
Don't
you.
do
It's
that.
to this day. I don't even curse in front of my mom. Still to this day, it's like
Respect
it's
is-
the respect. So you carrying his sneakers, right? And I need something to drink. What? They just do everything. Like it's no like, oh, you forgot your, well, you gotta figure it out, dug it out, whatever the case may be. Everything gets handed to them, so they don't fight. That's what I'm telling you. The fighting for something is taken from them. They don't figure. They get picked up, dropped off here. It's just like this. They shelter. So when they got to go in the jungle, it's like, oh shit, I can't survive because mom, mom can't save you, nobody. And then parent, what you want? What you do to my son? You know what I mean? It ain't even, hold up, let's talk and so I can tell you, it's what you do to my son. Like, that's insane. And then that carries on and then till they hit the wall. But
I want to see how like I have a question anyway about not question for you, but like I want to see how things play out with this generation because it's a collective thing fight, right? But I want to really see how it plays out in sports because if you're not gaining the tools to survive in sports long term, collectively, this happened with the kids. What's going to happen to sports? I know people say, "Oh, it's going to be majority overseas people, this and that," but like, I just want to see how it plays out, specifically with basketball.
yeah, I think that that age of I don't know what they would be called, but when they're like 9, I think they could bring back the other part because I think they're way more advanced thinking wise. Like thinking wise, and even ability. What they're doing, what they're able to do now, probably due to social media and all that, because they could see it. I think they have the ability to, because they work. That a lot of that generation now, they work. They kind of, I don't know what it would be called, but the 14 now, they done up, a lot of them. But that young one, they could bring it back. So that's why it's important for whatever good coaches and trainers to hone in on it. You know what I mean? Because they could, that skill set, yo, they are skilled. The things they're able to do with the ball, that is, they got NBA type moves.
That's great.
And shooting range that's like, what? So the parent gonna play a role. So if you have that parent that allow them to get coached, allow them to be developed, and even the girls game has evolved like tremendously and at a young age. So I think that again at 9, 8, they could bring back that grit. Yeah. Because the parent, a lot of them learned, oh nah, we did too much AAU, so now we're gonna focus. Yeah, they tone it down. They're learning that what they have to do and what they don't have to do. So